Hey guys, so this practice is a little bit less of a flowy practice and a little more focused on strengthening and lengthening parts of the body, specifically the hips, the quads, the hamstrings. This can be a good practice for people that experience knee pain. It can also be a very good practice for somebody that looks for a little more stretching and a little less flowing. There are some flow elements though, which are mostly focused on balancing poses. There are some deep back bends in this practice. So yeah, it's quite diverse and I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. And we're gonna start this yoga practice in all fours. So get into all fours, place your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips, about hip width distance apart, tops of the feet on the mat. And then move your hips from left to right. You can shake everything out. And then with your next inhale, let the belly drop, look up, bring the chest forward, cow. And then roll the back, arch the back, come into cat pose, top of the head towards the mat. Inhale, cow. Rotate the elbows in and forward, bring the chest forward. Exhale. Cat pose, shoulder blades press apart, knees press into the mat, crown of the head towards mat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And then inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Neutral spine. And now inhale, reach your right arm and your left leg back and forward, respectively. And then exhale, elbow to knee. Simultaneously, cat pose. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, elbow to knee, pull the navel in, round the back. Inhale, stretch up. And then with your exhale, bring your right hand to the right and your left leg to the left so that you're diagonal. And then hold that. So if you're making a diagonal line with your arm and your leg, then bend the left leg and take the right hand and reach it back for the foot. Catch it. Rotate your chest open towards the right. And then press your foot into your hand and pull with your hand on your foot. Feel the opening in your shoulder. And then release. Come back into the diagonal. Pull the elbow to the knee. Exhale. Inhale, stretch up straight, forward and backward again. Forward with the hand, backward with the foot. Exhale, release. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale. Inhale, left arm and right leg, lift, leg backwards, arm forwards. Find your balance. And then elbow to knee, exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, lengthen. Come out into the diagonal. Hold that. Bend your knee, your right knee. Reach with your foot back. Reach with your hand back to your foot. Catch it. And then twist open to the left. Find your balance. And open the shoulder. And maybe you can lift your knee so you can find a tiny little stretch in the quads. Release. Down dog. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Stretch the back, lift the hips. Inhale, lift the heels off the mat. Reach the hips up hip points go up, 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 pressing through the hands. And then exhale, lower the heels and reach the hips up even higher. Breathe here. And then rock forward to plank pose. Try to pull your feet together energetically so you're engaging your adductors. Breathe here. Then lower down into the ground on your belly. Inhale, come into cobra pose, hands underneath the shoulders, the elbows pull together in the back. Of course you can't touch them, but just bring them together. Breathe here. And then exhale, release. Bring the forehead onto the mat. Inhale, lift again into cobra. And then exhale down. Now bend your right knee in, catch it with your right hand, and then lift your chest and lift your leg. Maybe you can walk your hand down towards your calf or your shin bone. Take the left hand also onto the ankle and then just pull your heel towards your butt while lifting the knee off the floor. And then release, let that go. Place the hands onto the mat, palms facing down next to you, next to the hips. And then inhale, come into locust. Exhale down. Inhale, locust. Exhale down. Inhale, locust. Interlace your arms behind you. Interlace your fingers. Roll the shoulder blades together in the back. Bring the chest forward. Breathe. Exhale down. Inhale, bend the left knee. Grab your left ankle with your left hand. And then stretch the chest and the left knee up. And then take your right hand to the same foot. And stretch. Breathe. Try to walk your hands a little closer to the knee. Just down the shin. And then feel the stretch in your quad. That's the top thigh muscle group. So the tops of your thighs should get stretched. Inhale, come into a higher cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the right leg up. Exhale, bring it forward, place it down. Bring the left knee down. Place your hands on your right knee and then walk your right foot forward a little bit. Come down with the hips. Keep the chest lifted, keep the spine upright. Bend the left knee and then reach forward again with your left hand. Walk your right foot a little bit further forward, maybe. And then take your left hand to the same foot. Open up the chest. Breathe. Definitely the option here to use a strap and wrap the strap around your heel and then hold on to the strap. Also the option here to place a blanket underneath your left knee. Release. And then straighten the front knee. Come up onto the heel, press the heel firmly down into the ground. And then walk forward. Just a little with your hands. And find a stretch on the back side of your front leg. Breathe here. Really, really strongly press the front heel into the ground or into the mat. Then bring the right foot back to meet the left. Come back into down dog. Pedal the legs. Inhale, bring the left leg forward. Right knee down. Hands onto the left knee. Walk the left foot forward, come sit deep with your hips. Bring the chest forward, spine upright. And then sit here for a second. And then bend the back knee. Reach for it with the right hand. Pull it in towards the butt, and then take your left hand also onto the ankle or a little lower. And then offer the chest forward, roll the shoulder blades together in the back. Breathe. Breathe. And then release. Straighten the front leg. The left foot goes onto the mat. Press the front heel into the mat. And then strengthen and stretch and lengthen your back leg muscles. Don't just try to stretch it. Do try to press your heel into the mat so that you're engaging the hamstrings as you are lengthening them. Nice. And then come back, down dog. Pedal the knees. Shake the hips a little to the left and the right. Then come into a still down dog. And then turn your right heel in a little bit. And then bend your right knee a lot. No, bend your left knee a lot. As much as you can until you can feel a stretch on the right outer side of your right hip. That's here, in case you're wondering. And come back. Bring your left heel inward about 45 degrees. Bend your right knee a lot. The left leg is straight. Stretch in the outside of the left hip. Maybe even reaching down into the sides of the thigh muscles a little. And then come back to center. And then come forward into plank pose. Hold plank, pull your feet together energetically, as if you were trying to bring your toes to touch in this position, but you're not moving your feet. Notice the different engagement in your core and your leg muscles. Then try to pull your feet apart as wide as you can, as if you were trying to touch the outer edges of your mat with your pinky toes. Notice the different engagement in your muscles. And then bring your knees down and lower down into the mat. Bring your hands forward, come into Sphinx pose, inhale. Bring your chest forward. And then pull your hands and your elbows towards the back without moving them. Just feel as if you were pulling back, and notice how your sternum and your chest reach and lift and come forward that way. Really strongly pull without moving the arms. Then from here, come onto your mat with the forehead. Bend both of your knees and then reach for both of your heels or both of your feet with your hands. Reach your hands back to your ankles and then come up. But don't come up really high, because I just want you to lift the legs as high as you can. Maybe walk your hands down your legs a little. And then stretch up. And breathe. And then release down. Let your legs go. Place your forehead on your hands. Breathe for a second. And then take your hands back, again to the feet, and reach up. Press the legs into the hands, pull with the hands on the legs, reach, legs up high, and then come back. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, press up into a cobra, and maybe if you can, walk your hands forward, straighten your arms, and come into seal pose. This is a bit of a deeper back bend. If you notice any compression in your lower back, just stay in Sphinx pose. Otherwise, lift up, press the pubic bone down into the mat, engage your glute muscles, really recruit those lower back muscles here so that you're not collapsing into the lower back. Chest forward. Open chest, gaze forward, and the eyes are soft. Try not to focus too strongly on a particular point. Keep your gaze soft and open. And then exhale, bend the elbows. Come back into Sphinx. And then from here, sit up on all fours. And then sit back. And if you can sit in between your ankles. You can elevate yourselves, like on a block, for example, here, like this. When you're sitting, maybe even sideways. And then slowly from here, I'm gonna adjust my position, walk yourselves back. Back, back, back. If you can lay down, then you can lay down. If this is too much on your knees in any way, just don't do this position. Just keep up seated. Close your eyes and focus. If the block is too much for you, you can also take it away and just lay like this. And breathe here. Maybe see what happens if you engage your glutes a little. Maybe see what happens if you relax them. Deep breaths in this pose. And then very slowly make your way back out. Use your elbows to lift yourselves back up. And then come forward into all fours. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips and come into a standing forward fold. Grab opposite elbows and let the head hang heavy. And just breathe here for a second. Breathing, breathing. And then reach the arms up. Reach through the crown of the head, through the tips of your fingers. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale and plank. Exhale, chaturanga to the floor. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, bring the right leg forward into a high lunge. Reach up, high lunge. And then exhale, warrior three. Balance, bring the hips level, lift the left leg up. And then from here, stand up. Bring your left leg forward. And then bring it back. Catch your ankle with your left hand. Extend the right arm forward. And come into dancer's pose. And then come back up. Reach the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, plank. Exhale, floor. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the left leg up. Exhale, forward, high lunge. Reach the arms, inhale. And then exhale, warrior three. Lift the right leg off the floor, balance on the left. Flex the foot, rotate the right hip down. And then stand up. Reach the arms. And then lift the right leg forward, and then kick it back. Grab the foot, come into dancer's pose on the left. Then come back up. Reach the arms. And then come forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands to heart, exhale. Reach the arms, inhale. Exhale, fold. Halfway up, inhale. Plank pose, exhale. Inhale and plank. Exhale, forearm plank. Inhale here. Exhale, plank. Inhale here. Exhale, forearm plank. Inhale here. Exhale, dolphin pose. Hold dolphin pose for a second. Press the shoulders away from the ears. Press your ears in between the arms. And then walk it out, plank, forearm plank. Come up to plank. Down dog, exhale. Breathe. Right leg lifts. Bring it forward, high lunge. Inhale, reach. Exhale, warrior three. Breathe here, inhale. And then shift your left arm, bend your right knee, and maybe you can just, your left knee, maybe you can just come into dancer's pose. Breathe. 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 Place your hands down. Lift your left leg high. Come into half splits. Breathe here. Maybe you can take your right knee to your ankle. And then stretch the left leg high. Come back. Maybe if you can, come into half moon pose. You can use a block for that. Place your right hand onto the mat or onto a block, and then rotate your left hip open to the side, and then reach your left arm up And come into half moon pose. And breathe. And breathe. And then step back, high lunge. Reach the arms. Exhale, hands down, down dog. Optional vinyasa. Let's meet all in down dog. Left leg lifts. Exhale, come forward, high lunge. Reach the arms, inhale. And then exhale, warrior three. Inhale here. Bend the back knee and reach for the foot. Balance and come into dancer's pose. From here, place your hands down and come into standing splits. Don't worry how high the leg goes. Just find a stretch. Maybe grab your ankle with your left hand. Relax the neck. Then come up a little bit. Place your left hand on the floor or onto a block. Rotate the right hip open towards the ceiling and come into half moon. Open up the chest. Breathe here. And then come back into high lunge. Reach the arms. Exhale, hands to the floor. Plank pose. Inhale, plank. Exhale, floor. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Reach the right leg up, inhale. Exhale, high lunge. Reach the arms, inhale. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the back knee, dancer's pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, standing splits. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, half moon. Open up the top hip. Twist. Rotate the chest open. Left leg lifts, right left arm lifts. Flex the foot. And then come back, high lunge, reach. Exhale, hands down, optional vinyasa. Or just meet in down dog. Breathe in down dog. Left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, high lunge. Reach the arms, inhale. Warrior three, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Dancer's pose. Reach the foot back and up. Arm forward. Hands down, standing splits. Breathe. Come up, half moon. Rotate the right hip open and bring the chest towards the side. Reach the fingertips of the right hand up. The right leg goes up. And then come back, high lunge. Reach the arms. And then exhale, hands down, optional vinyasa. You can bend the knees or keep them lifted halfway Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. From here, come onto your knees. Bring your hips over your knees. Walk the hands forward. And then place your forehead or your chin onto the mat. Puppy pose. Open up the chest. Breathe. And then come back up. Come back up into down dog. Breathe. Reach the right leg up, inhale. Exhale, bring the right leg forward. Place the left knee down. Sit deep into the hip. Bend your back knee and then reach back. Either just place your hand on your knee or reach back for the foot. And then pull the foot in towards your glute, as much as is comfortable for your quads. And breathe. Come into the stretch and breathe. And then come back. Stretch the front knee forward in Ardha Hanumanasana. And then release. Stretch the front knee. Inhale, come back into like a runner's lunge. Lift the left knee off the mat. Then bring your right hand on the inside of the right foot and stay here in lizard pose. Walk the right foot out to the side a little. Sink the hips low. And just breathe here. And then step back, down dog. And then lift the left leg up. Bring it forward in between the hands. Drop the back knee. Offer the chest forward. And then plant the right hand down and reach the left hand either onto the left knee or you reach back for the foot, pulling the heel in towards the glutes, feeling the stretch, rotating the chest to the left. And then come back. Bring the right foot down, lift the knee off the mat, bring your left hand on the inside of the left foot, come into a high lizard pose. If this is not enough stretch for you, feel free to come down onto your forearms if you know, but otherwise just stay here. And then plant the knee, stretch back, straighten the left leg. Bring the chest forward. And then come back into plank. Breathe and plank. Roll onto the outside of your right foot and bring your weight onto the right hand. Lift your left hand up, bring your right foot on the inside of your, the left foot on the inside of your right thigh. And then from here, flip it and come into wild thing. Press your hips up, come into a back bend. Stretch the hips up towards the sky. And then come back. Other side, roll on the outside of the left foot. Reach the right arm, bring the right foot on the inside of the left leg. Stretch up. Let the right foot fall behind and come into wild thing. Offer the hips towards the sky. Come back. Come into downward facing dog. Come forward into plank. Bend your knees, sit on your heels with your glutes. And then come up onto your knees. Place your knees about underneath your hips. And then take your hands and place them on your hips. Roll the shoulder blades together in the back. And then slowly start leaning back. Hinge from the knees. And then inhale, come back up. Exhale, hinge back. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, hinge back. And then inhale, come back up. So now bring your hands towards your heels, hinge back again, and then drop back into Ustrasana. Bring the chest forward, let the head go. You can keep the chin tucked. You can bring the head halfway back to train your back muscles, your neck muscles, or you can just drop the head all the way back. It's whatever feels most comfortable for you. If you want an opportunity to train those neck muscles, keeping the head halfway up to use those neck muscles is probably a really good option for you. And then breathe here. And slowly, slowly come back up. Engage your core muscles, back muscles. Bring the hands on the hips. Sit back up. And then slowly sit back onto your heels with your sit bones. Let that sink in for a moment before we get ready to come up into Ustrasana another time. Feel your hands on your knees. Ground yourself. And then slowly sit back up onto your knees. Place your hands on your hips or your lower back. Knees are hip width apart. You can also come up onto the balls of your feet, because that way your heels are higher up and it's easier for you to reach them with your hands. But if it's easy enough for you that way, the way we did before, just place your feet flat onto the mat. And then slowly begin to hinge back, reach for the heels, lift the chest up and forward, press the hips forward. And then you can leave the neck again halfway up to train those back muscles and those neck muscles. Or you can come all the way back. And then just stay in Ustrasana. I actually like to drop my head back and then close my jaw, because it gives me a very nice stretch on the front side of my neck, which is a stretch that I don't get in any other way. And I don't know if it's a comfortable stretch for any other person, but for some reason I like it. And just slowly place your hands in your lower back now. Come up and out of the pose and lower down onto your heels with your sit bones. Relax the shoulders. And then let that sink in for a moment. Feel your hands on your knees. Focus on your breathing. And then slowly lean forward. And very, very, very slowly in your own time, come forward into the direction of child's pose. Don't rush into child's pose right now. Just take your time, listen to your body, listen to your lower back. It's been quite compressed here for a little while in Ustrasana, so take your time slowly lengthening it as you make your way down into child's pose. You don't have to bring your head all the way down to the floor yet. Just breathe and let yourself go. Maybe begin walking your hands forward when your back feels ready for it. Slowly stretching out the back. Releasing with every exhale. And then if you can and want to, you can bring your forehead onto the mat. And breathe here. Maybe you can lift up onto your fingertips, create some space underneath your arms. Lifting up, noticing the length in your side body that's being created as you lift your hands up onto fingertips, kind of making little tents with your hands. And breathe. And then release the hands down if you had them on your fingertips. Exhale and ground yourself. And then very slowly begin making your way back up. Use your hands to press the mat away, trying to sit up without even using the back muscles much. Sit up until you're seated again on your hips, and then lean forward, cross your legs, and sit back. Sit in a cross-legged position. Place your hands on your knees and lift through the spine. Reach your hands up overhead, inhale, and then exhale, twist to the right, only using your core muscles here. Twist, twist, twist to the right, and then take your left hand on the outside of the right knee and your right hand behind you. Lift. Kind of make a cow pose or cobra pose with your back, and then twist a little more. Breathe here. Relax the shoulders, and then inhale, come back, reach the arms up overhead, and then twist to the left side. Again, only using the core muscles. Twist, 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 twist. And then place your right hand on the outside of the left knee, the left hand behind you. Reach the spine up, sit up tall. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, twist. Only twist as far as you feel comfortable. Don't try to force anything here. Remember, you have a spine and you need that spine for things like walking. So breathe here. And then slowly come back to center. And then now we're going to bring our left heel on the outside of the right hip and the right heel on the outside of the left hip. So you're going to cross your legs, and the knees are going to be stacked one over the other with the right knee on top of the left knee. So it's like a V shape. From the front, you can see it. It looks like this from the front. Like that. So sit up straight here. And then slowly walk your hands forward. Unless this is already too much of a stretch for you, then just stay up. But if you can, slowly hinge forward, walk your hands forward, and then let your neck go. And relax. Breathing into the pose. Letting your forehead drop forward, feeling the contact points between your hands and the mat, feeling the stretch in the outer hip and also maybe in some deeper tissue on the right side. And then slowly come out of the pose, sit up, and we're going to change it to the other side. So first of all, bring your legs wide apart, stretch that out. Bring the forearms down onto the mat if you want to, lean forward, keeping the legs spread apart. Just releasing. And then sit back up, and now we're going to do the other side. So the left leg is on top this time, the left heel is on the outside of the right hip, and the right heel is on the outside of the left hip. The knees are stacked, but if your hips are a little tighter, it's okay if the knees aren't completely one knee above the other knee. And you can also experiment with the distance between your heels and the hips. So it's a different feeling if the heels are closer or a little further away from the hips. And then walk your hands forward again, only if it's comfortable for you. Make sure there's no pinching anywhere. And then lean forward. Feel the sensation in your hip. Breathe into it if it's uncomfortable. Back off if it's painful. Shouldn't be painful. There should be a stretching sensation, but no pain. Relax the neck. Close your eyes. And be with your breath. Sinking deeper into the pose with each exhale. And then slowly come up. Untangle your knees, sit up with the legs wide again. You don't have to come forward, you can just shake your legs out. If you want to come forward, you can. You can touch your toes. Shiver from right to left, left to right a little. And then lean back. Bring the soles of your feet together and lay down in Baddha Konasana. Laying down onto the back, letting the hips fall, letting the knees fall open, palms of the hands open towards the ceiling. And you just release here. Relaxing the hips, relaxing the lower back. Letting the shoulders melt into the ground. Bring your attention to the breath and the feeling of the breath entering and exiting your body. And just become still. You can place your hands on your belly to connect a little more closely with the sensation of your breath entering and exiting your body, breathing deeply into your stomach. Notice the stomach rising as you inhale and descending as you exhale. Stomach rising as you inhale and descending as you exhale. And then slowly come out of Baddha Konasana. Prepare for Shavasana. Let your feet be hip width or mat width apart. Let your toes fall out to the side. You can take a blanket and place it over your body if you have one handy. And then just release and lay in Shavasana. Connecting to the sensation of your body. Connecting to the feeling of your body on the floor. Noticing the body breathing. Notice how there is space being created as you inhale, and how you're releasing and relaxing, melting into the floor a little bit heavier as you exhale. Noticing gravity as it pulls you deeper into the floor. Exhale and let go of any holding anywhere in your body. Let go of any holding anywhere in your mind. As you inhale, notice space being created in your chest, but also in your head. Notice that you are the observer, observing the breath. You are not your body. You have a body. You are not the breather. The body breathes. You are awareness. You are consciousness. And you watch your body breathe. With each inhale, create more space in your mind. With each exhale, let go of any holding in your mind. Let go of any thoughts, of any feelings, of any worries that you might be holding onto with your mind. Observe your mind. You are not your mind. You have a mind, and that mind is thinking, worrying, problem solving, projecting into the future, remembering the past. You watch your mind doing those things as an observer. You have the ability to connect with your mind and tell your mind to slow down, speed up, hold on, or let go. Right now, you tell your mind to let go. With each inhale, creating more space for awareness. With each exhale, letting go of any holding in your mind. Emptying the mind of any thoughts that don't serve you. Allowing awareness and presence to become the biggest part of you. With each inhale, expanding that awareness and that presence. With each exhale, letting go of past and future. Becoming a being without any doing. And slowly begin introducing some movement into your body. Begin moving your fingers and your toes. Maybe stretch your arms up overhead, reach your feet towards the opposite direction, giving yourself a good morning stretch. And then, with your eyes still closed, slowly in your own time, without any rush, roll over onto the right side. Remain on the right side for a moment, feeling the earth underneath you supporting you. Know that you can return to this practice at any point for support. And then slowly continue into your hands and sit up. You can keep your eyes closed. Sit with your legs crossed, or any way that's comfortable for you. Place your hands on your knees and inhale to lengthen the spine. Notice that an upward moving energy is what is keeping you upright, more so than muscle strength. Check in with how your body feels right now. Notice any areas that feel tense, any areas that feel weak or spacious. Just observe. Exhale and relax the muscles in your face, relax your mouth and your tongue, relax your shoulders. Feel the contact points between your hands and your knees, meeting your body and the floor. Then inhale, reach the arms up over your head, stretch up tall. Exhale, fold your hands and bring them in front of your heart. Relax your shoulders. And then with the eyes closed, bow forward and thank yourselves for having taken the time to practice yoga today. And then slowly come back up, let your hands fall into your lap. Slowly blink open your eyes and direct your gaze towards your hands and the floor. And then slowly come back. Well, thank you guys for having practiced with me today. I hope you enjoyed this practice. I hope it made you feel a little more relaxed and a little more grounded. And I hope you have a very good rest of your day. Take care. Namaste.